Okay, 4 boxes of coloured pencils costs as much as 3 boxes of paint. Natalie had just enough money to buy 7 boxes of paint and 2 boxes of coloured pencils. If a box of paint costs $5.40, how much would Natalie have left if she only bought 5 boxes of paint? Right, this is a problem where we're going to draw quite a simple model. But the difficulty here and what you're sort of learning here is how to keep track of what it is that you're doing, and also paying careful attention to what the question is asking of you and what it requires you to do. Okay, because for every model or every word problem that you're given, for the information that you're given, for the numbers and the calculations that you have to do, there's any number of questions that could be asked. Right, let's start then. 4 boxes of coloured pencils cost as much as 3 boxes of paint. So if I have a bar for paint and I have a bar for pencils, if I start off by drawing, I'm comparing the pencils to the paint. I'll start off by drawing 3 boxes. This is going to represent 3 boxes of paint. Okay, I'm going to trying to make them the same size. For every 3 boxes of paint, I have 4 boxes of pencils. That's going to be my dividing line there in the middle. That's just going to help me keep them the same. And then I've got these 4 boxes of pencils. Now, what I could do is think that, this is divided into thirds and this is divided into quarters. I could decide that I'm going to want to make all of the parts the same and divide each of these bars into twelfths. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. But I don't think that's necessary here. You could do it if you wanted to, okay, but I don't think it's necessary. I mean, that in that case, you would divide each of these into, subdivide these so that you ended up with 12 in each. Let's see how we get on first, though. Right. It says that Natalie had enough money to buy 7 boxes of paint and 2 boxes of coloured pencils. Okay. And this is where we get some information that we need. If a box of paint costs $5.40, okay, so we can put in an amount now. 1 box of paint, I'm not going to bother putting in the dollar sign at the moment just because it clutters it up. If that's $5.40, that's also $5.40, that's also $5.40. So we can see that if we do $5.40, if we multiply that by 3, which is 16.20, we are going to get the cost of this. Okay, there we go. That is 16.20. Now, if this is 16.20, this whole thing, of course, so is this. All right. This is 16.20. And if we divide this 16.20 is 4 of these portions. Okay. So if we wanted to find out, well, actually, we can find out how much 1 box of pencils is. We actually just need to find out 2 boxes of pencils here. So we can make our calculation easier if we want, and we can do 16.20. We can divide that by 2, okay? And that is going to give us 8.10. All right, that is the cost of 2 because we wanted to find 2 boxes of coloured pencils. Okay, you could obviously divide that by 2 again, which would give you 405. Okay, so 16.20 divided by 4 would give us 4.05, $4.05. That's the cost of each of these boxes of pencils. Okay. So paint, we could do that here. So this is 405, and each box of paint is 540. All right. Okay, we have a lot of information now. What do we need to do? Well, it says, so this is where we have to go back to the question and make sure that we don't just think, oh, we've done a lot of work now. We've found out how much a tin of paint is. We've found out how much a box of pencils is. That must be finished. It isn't. So go back to your question. How much would Natalie... So she could have bought 7 boxes of paint and 2 boxes of coloured pencils. So what would that have been? That's telling us how much money Natalie has. So we want to do 7 times the cost of a box of paint, which is 540. Okay. And that is going to give us, so that represents 37.80. Okay, so that's for the paint that she could buy. And it says 2 boxes of pencils. We already had, I should have, now this is shows you how you should label things. This is 2 pencils, okay? And the I have the pencils already. So this is 7 paint, 2 pencils. That is 8, 10. And if I add them, okay, I am going to get 45.90. Okay, what does this mean? This is how much money, okay, this is the money that Natalie had. Okay, it's just a funny way of wording it, but this is the money that Natalie had. But it says that she didn't spend all of this money. Okay, she could have, but she didn't. She only bought 5 boxes of paint. So what does 5 boxes of paint cost? Well, that's going to be 540. That's 1 box of paint times 5. What does that give us? That is 27. This is 5 boxes of paint. And so we need to take 27 away from 45.90. All right, so 45.90, take away 27, and that is going to give us 18.90. Okay, and that's what she would have left. That is our final answer.